Okay, today we're going to take a look at problem 224, Holtzman Corporation. We're going to calculate the book value and the market value per share and compare them. So let's take a look. The Holtzman Corporation has assets of $400,000, current liabilities of $50,000, and long-term liabilities of $100,000. There is $40,000 in preferred stock outstanding. 20,000 shares of common have been issued. We have to first compute book value or net worth per share, and we're given the amount of information we need to do that. First, we take total assets. That's 400,000, and we subtract our current liabilities because we have to calculate stockholders' equity. Okay, first, so we subtract current liabilities. We also have to subtract long-term liabilities. To arrive at stockholders' equity. So our current liabilities that we've been given are $50,000. Long-term liabilities that we're given are $100,000. So we have to subtract those two from total assets to get stockholders' equity of $250,000. Now, there are preferred shareholders out there, and the preferred stock that's outstanding is $40,000, so we have to subtract that. As well, because preferred shares and preferred stockholders' equity must be subtracted from total stockholders' equity to get to what can be allocated to common shareholders. So let's go ahead and title this net worth, and that leaves us with $210,000 that we can allocate to common shareholders. So let's take a look at the problem again. It says 20,000 shares of common stock are issued. So 20,000 shares, which means we can easily calculate the book value per share at this point. That's just simply going to be this number, 210,000, divided by the number of shares issued. And that gives us $10.50, which is our book value or net worth per share. And then we need to take a look at earnings. If there be, letter B says, if there is 22,000 in earnings available to common stockholders, and Holtzman has a PE ratio of 18 times earnings per share, what is the current price of the stock? So we need to calculate first earnings per share there. So to calculate earnings per share, we would take the earnings that we've been given, which is earnings were 22,000, and shares were 20,000. These shouldn't be in dollars, by the way. These should be in just regular numbers. Sorry about that, but at least you know that these are actual shares of stock, not dollars of value. Okay, these are shares of stock. The 20,000s that you see there. That gives us an earnings per share, we just divide the amount of earnings by the number of shares, and we get our earnings per share of $1.10. Now we're given the PE ratio. It says the PE ratio has 18 times the earnings per share. What's the price of the stock? Well, if we have the earnings per share of $1.10 and our PE ratio is 18, then the price of our stock is going to be 18 times our earnings per share, which is simply 18 times our earnings per share, $19.80. So you can see that the market value per share price to the book value per share is actually pretty high, right? We have our book value, which is $10.50, the book value, and the market value of the company is $19.80. The ratio of those, okay, the ratio that it asks you to calculate would be the stock price divided by the book value per share. And that gives you 1.89 is the ratio, or basically 189%. The stock price is 189% of the book value. And probably the reason for that is people anticipate this company to grow. Investors anticipate the company to grow, and so they expect to see some return on that investment greater than what the book value would represent.